Hey guys. Okay, I might have to actually give this tutorial while holding Elizabeth because she has just been a little bit of a sass. It is what I've started calling the witching hour. It starts like usually around 6 p.m., sometimes a little earlier, where she's just irritable and grumpy and tired and just wants cuddle, and she's getting ready for bed, and she's, you know, anyways. So we'll see if I can get away with a little bit of time without her. Okay, so today I wanted to talk about mother's thumb, otherwise known as DeQuervain's Tenosynovitis, also called radial styloid tenosynovitis. Okay, so if you Google mother's thumb, it will come up, which is like way easier to spell than this. So what it is it's wrist pain. You have swelling of the thumb tendons caused by repetitive motion. There are more than 200,000 cases per year in the U.S. It does require a medical diagnosis, and it is quite painful and super common with new moms because it comes from the motion of you holding your baby like this. So I am a righty, but a right-handed, and I got it in my left because although I pick her up like this, I put her on my left side constantly so that my right hand is free to do whatever, you know, the millions of things moms do when they have to hold a baby at the same time. Anyways, so I wanted to talk about it today because I started having trouble, I think, when she was about 2 months old. And I was just experiencing pain, and I know nothing about like injuries. I never played sports, so I had no idea what to do. So I kept like stretching it and like, what am I doing? Like touching it and like trying to figure it out. Like I knew what I was doing. I had no idea what I was doing. So apparently like stretching it and like irritating it was irritating it and not helping. So finally, when Elizabeth was like 3 months old, okay, I'll be right back. I'm bringing her. This is Elizabeth. She is the sweetest, cutest, most adorable little love in the world. She is 6.5 months old. You're such a good girl. This is mommy's makeup. Quite a few years till you're going to start getting into this stuff, but yeah, sorry, that's a very bright light, babe. Okay. Anyways, so I finally went to my general doctor to tell him about what was happening with my wrist/thumb because the pain got really quite extreme and I had trouble, I'm a teacher, like holding my bag, and it was just irritating. So he says, okay, for the next 7 to 10 days, take ibuprofen, Advil, whatever. You know, you normally take 2. He said take 3. I think like twice a day or whatever. And let me know, and rest it as best you can, like maybe get some sort of splint. And 7 to 10 days, do that. If it doesn't improve, call me and I'll send you to a wrist, shoulder, and hand doctor. So the splint that I got, stuck to the other one, okay. The splint that I got was just like the quickest, easiest one I could, and I'll link it below. It was from Walmart. Not great. But better than nothing, and super convenient because Walmart's everywhere. They're open 24 hours a day. If you need something instantly, do that. 7 to 10 days go by. I do exactly what he tells me to do. Doesn't get better. It gets a little less irritated, but not enough. Like, it's still a problem. So he recommends me to this other specialist. So I go in. He looks at my profile, like the information, you know, just like the medical form. And he sees that I have a daughter, and he goes, because my doctor wasn't sure if it was like carpal tunnel or, you know, because it's just a general doctor. So this guy says, how old is your daughter? I'm like, 5 months. And he was like, huh, okay. So then he like held my thumb. It's the wrong one, but, you know, holding her. And he said, you know, does it hurt to do, so it hurt to push it back. It hurt to, I think it was like push it back, push it over, like stretch it out. There were a couple different things. It's okay, gorgeous. It's okay. There were a couple of other things that he just like checked, and he was like, you have whatever it's called. I'm sorry, I just can't manage that name. Not very good. Anyways, so he says, this is, you know, you definitely have this. So he said, you know, typically what we recommend and what treats most people is, he said you need a splint, so I brought out the one that I had been using, and he said I would want something that really, really immobilized your thumb and that went a little bit farther up your arm. Of course. Did he give me one? No. He was a wonderful, wonderful doctor, but it would have been helpful. You know, those copays, it would have been helpful if he would have just given me one. Anyways, so I went on Amazon and got a better one. So I will link this below, and Amazon, that comes quickly. I know, babe. So I ordered that, and then he was like, also a steroid / cortisone shot is very effective. So he said he wanted me to wear this as much as possible, like 24/7, even when I was asleep, for 3 solid weeks at the least. And then he, you know, said to give me a cortisone shot. He said a small number of people do end up needing surgery because it's more serious. He tried to explain to me what happens to the tendons in those particular people, but I'm not a doctor, so I don't remember what he said. But he said it's a small percentage of people, so I felt pretty happy. So I was like, okay, we're going to make an appointment for this cortisone shot. And he's like getting the shot out, and I'm like, oh my God, and I hate shots. I know I'd had a baby, and you have to get shots and blood taken and whatever. But I'm a wuss. Anyways, he like froze it or whatever with like a numbing agent. Really? Before he gave me the shot. And then I put the splint back on. And I would say the next 3 days, it was really sore. Like really sore. And I started being like, maybe I shouldn't have done this. Oh my God. Because I'm a little dramatic. Anyways, so I took some Advil during that time, and then after, babe, here, do we need a bank? I think we need a bank. Bank to the rescue. Bank to the rescue. These are freaking amazing. Anyways, so after those 3 days, I took like Advil a couple times during that time. During those 3 days, it was really painful and irritated, and I was just like, maybe I shouldn't have done it. And then after that, it was fine. So I wore the splint as much as possible. When I slept, everything. It was literally when I took a shower, I didn't wear it. When I gave her a bath, I didn't wear it. Sometimes when I washed my hands, I took it off to wash my hands because it was just in the way, and then put it back on. So I was really very good about it for those 3 weeks. And then I took it off, and it has been, and we dropped the bank. Awesome. And then after that, it was fine. It was great after those, you know, that one cortisone shot and wearing the splint for 3 weeks did an amazing job. So now it is completely fine. I'm still a little cautious because I did start to feel some of that irritation in my right thumb wrist area because so he also recommended during that time while wearing the splint and just in general to try to do more of a scooping motion with the baby as opposed to picking her up, him or her, whoever you have, like this, just as a way to try to alleviate and to have your partner help you out and do some of the carrying for a little bit, especially those first couple days after the cortisone shot because it really is sensitive and you're still adjusting to using a splint, which is like, you know, not a huge deal, but it's a pain in the butt. I mean, it just is. And anyways, now I'm good to go. I'm absolutely fine. I have a follow-up appointment. So I guess it would be a total of like 6 weeks after the cortisone shot and such. You are going to break another necklace, babe. You're too strong. Just rips them right off. Anyways, so I have a follow-up appointment, but the secretary did tell me, like, if everything is fine and I'm not experiencing any more difficulties and I don't have any additional questions, like, I can cancel that appointment. I don't have to go to a follow-up since it's doing fine. So at this rate, that's what it's looking like. So I guess it's a week and a half away. So yeah, I'll double check and make sure. But in all likelihood, I do not have to go to that follow-up appointment, and he took care of everything right there, and he was great and professional and nice, so I can leave his information if you're in the Philadelphia area. But yeah, he was wonderful, and I'm so happy, and I really was just like, you know, there's so much happening after you have a baby, and your body, everything is just so different, your hormones, and I was just like, I'm losing my mind. It's official. Like, I have an injury from holding my child, holding my petite child, mind you. It's not like she's 80 pounds, you know? And it was just like so, like I was just like so disappointed in myself that I had this injury. Super common, easy to treat, everything's fine. Like, I just feel like when you become a mom, when I became a mom, everything was instantly my fault, and I just felt like, what's wrong with me? Why am I having problems? It's just life. It's what happens. I'm also not, you know, a youngin'. You know, I'm up there in the age department. Yeah, I know, babe. Mwah. 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 And, whatever. So it's absolutely fine. It feels great now. I'm so glad I went to the doctor and, you know, he fixed it. They helped. So I hope this information is helpful for you. And again, I will leave the information for the specific doctor that I went to that specialized in like shoulders, wrists, elbows, whatever. And then I'll link the 2 splints that I used because I really think the second one was really great, but the first one did it in a pinch because it was easy to just go to Walmart. But the Amazon one, you know, it came in a couple days. And I think it was incredibly helpful. And he said some people have found it useful to just get the cortisone shot or just use the splint, but the most successful, quickest, you know, most thorough recovery was when people got the cortisone/steroid shot and wore the splint for at least 3 weeks. So yeah, if that's what's most successful, that's what I'm doing. So that's what I did. So I hope this information is helpful. Thank you guys so much. I do have a playlist of like random mommy stuff throughout my pregnancy and then a couple since she's been born that I would, you know, if you're interested in, please watch and subscribe and ask me any questions below and make any suggestions if there's content you want to see. Oh, babe, I know. Oh, you have such a rough life, I know. Okay, so we are going to get ready for bed and take a tubby. Because we wore sunscreen today, and you gotta wash that off, man. You just gotta. I know. And you're pale like me, so we really gotta slather that on. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Oh, babe, it's okay. It's okay, I promise.